Hello, this assignment is for your end of unit Elements of Fiction test review for reading A Long Walk to Water. What you will do is you will read through the slides 4 through 8, identify some of the common elements of fiction used to develop the story in A Long Walk to Water. And please be aware that this assignment will also help review for the end of novel test that you will take this next week. So you go through the slides and you're just basically thinking about the elements of fiction. We've already worked 2 assignments using elements of fiction, but you're focusing on how Linda Sue Park developed the essential elements as she wrote her novel, A Long Walk to Water. Think of things like the plot line, the conflict, the setting, the characters, the point of view, the figurative language, the themes, etc. So on this slide 5, it's where you're thinking about the plot line, the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, the resolution, all of the conflicts and the inciting events. It says, what was Salva's main problem? And so you'll just type this in, Salva's main problem, and you're going to think to yourself, what was his conflict? And typically the conflict happens at the beginning of the story. So Salva's main problem is centered around a war forces Salva to flee his home and seek shelter in another country. Now, there are a lot of different types of conflicts that happened on that, but that was his primary problem. And then it says, what was the turning point or climax for Salva that changed his life? And then I'm not going to give that one away, but you'll type that one in here and give one outcome that occurred from Salva coming to America. And then the next one is on Naya. So what is Naya's main problem? And if you think about Naya's life and the title of your book, that is your hint. And then what was the turning point or the change for Naya, the part of the book that changed her life? And then give one with the water well will change Naya's life in the future. And then the next slide is over the characters in the setting. So the left side will all be Salva. Give one word to describe the character of Salva. And then you're going to list the main settings. Now, there were many settings, but during the novel, the basic time period for him, of course, you're going to put his time period. It was said at the beginning of every chapter. And then you're going to list some of the places for Salva. And then you will do the same thing for Naya, her time period. Again, hint, hint at the beginning of the chapter. And then the places where she lived. And then give one word to describe the character of Naya. And this one is point of view. From what point of view is the story being told? And you need to read this. And notice if it says, if it's third person, don't just put third person. There are 2 different third persons to choose from. So whether it's third person limited, that means you're limited to a single character's thought, or third person omniscient. If it's limited, that means we know the thoughts of 2 or more characters. So tell who those characters are if it's omniscient. And on this one is the types of conflict. So as we talked about, there are a lot of different types of conflicts. Salva experienced all 4 types of conflict: character versus self, character versus character, character versus nature, and character versus society. So if you go up here and you read these off to the side, you're going to drag and drop these. So Salva experiences intense heat, dangerous rivers, and wild animals throughout the journey. So you're going to ask yourself, is that character versus self? No. Is that character versus character? Nope. Is it character versus nature? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So you're going to just take this and slide it down to character versus nature. And you'll do that for all of the rest of these, for Salva and for Naya. On this side, it's theme. Theme is the central idea or message or life lesson that the author wants you to take away. You're going to list below 3 possible themes. And we already worked on this in class together, so you can at least go back and get one answer from that. But 3 possible themes that a person could take away after reading Linda Sue Park's novel, A Long Walk to Water. And then this one is another drag and drop. It's figurative language. So here's a reminder of what the figurative languages mean if you don't remember. Of course, you have to zoom in, but they are there. But you're going to drag and drop. So if we see something like crack, pop, pop, crack, ack, 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 that was a figurative language we saw at the beginning of the story. And of course, that would be onomatopoeia, of course. Drag and drop. So that's how I work that one. And then finally, once you have done all that and you've submitted it, there's a link to a Bookit game, which I need to update, but it should be working for you, and you can review through the Bookit game.